Hi, thank you for joining me on Progress Day. I am getting ready to walk through all of my different hydroponic systems and talk about the status of each plant and how I am going to and how I plan for each plant every week, because every week the plants show me different things that they need, different changes are going on, and now that I have hit the place where there's a lot of growth factors that are coming into play and the plants are looking different and doing something different just about every week. I really wanted to kind of document this process because sometimes I have to switch up, I have to pivot methods or strategies in the middle, and it would be good to kind of get this all captured, and maybe it'll help you and maybe it'll help me, so if I do something wrong I know not to do it again and it's on film so I can go back and watch and say don't do that no more, and think through the logic of what I didn't see versus what I learned. And the things that I did well, I can double down on those successes for future use. So come and join me as I walk through this. Come join me on this progress update. And thank you for coming. Jimmy Nardello peppers. No big updates except for this one has sprouted and it has this two leaves on it, not the true leaves but their first leaves, and I checked the ppm on it, very good range for seedlings, so there is no action needed further on this plant. What I did before realizing I wasn't filming is that I took the ppm and I thinned out this very small seedling here. It was two of them in there, but I took one of them out. So moving down to the 28-day quick snack cucumber, and it is looking good. It has some browning spots throughout it, even here. um Earlier I had to come in and actually prune some brown spots off of it a few days ago, and now I see some of these leaves too are looking the same, so I'm wondering about the nutrition habits of this. So what I am going to do, because it's only one day, excuse me, no, it's more than one day left to feed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to recheck the ppm on this plant because it's been a couple of days, um and really just try to see how I can stop this. I want some beautiful leaves like this, nice, soft, and then they get these hard, crispy ones. I know cucumber leaves get older, but come on, honestly, that shouldn't keep happening. So I'm gonna work on this plant and try to see if I can fix any kind of nutritional deficits in it, or check the pH balance and make sure that it is within its normal pH. All right, so down here, y'all, I have been telling y'all I was gonna move those shishito peppers. I finally did. So I put the sugar rush here. They may be here, and two more plants gonna join it, but I'm not sure when or, well, I kind of know which ones. It's gonna be the habanero peppers. So I'm gonna have habanero peppers and the sugar rush peppers here in this Growell system. And these sugar rush peach peppers are roughly 20 days old, and y'all, they were in the Aerogarden farm with the Tobago and the Trident pepper, and I wound up having to move it, and I actually had to relocate those plants to the Tobago and these plants. But actually, I'll put that in a separate video because that'll actually, the story behind that'll make it quite lengthy, and I don't want to do that. So let's come on over here to over my 200 plus day old herb gardens, oregano, thyme, and white sage. I still have not thinned out or dehydrated like I said I was going to do. Um, so I'm just gonna have to get to it on that. These are my kabachi peppers, and they are looking really, really good. They have some significant growth to it. I'll scoot back a little bit so you can see just how good they are looking and how tall they have gotten. Now these peppers are 41 days old. They in this spider farmer system, and they looking good, you know. They are looking good. Let's see what we see. So yeah, 41 day old. And these are the Lisas. Lesias. Lisa Lesia, y'all know which one I'm talking about. You got the red and the orange. And do you see what I see? Very standing out here. Right there, all through this plant. And all through the red plant. I done knocked the seed packs down. But I'm excited. I have to investigate all of this, y'all. Look at all of those buds it has. It has budding all throughout this plant. So this is really good news for the plants. Good news for me as far as in terms of a harvest, but not necessarily what I wanted to do today. So usually when I see budding on a plant, it triggers me into different actions. Like I do a whole different type of nutritional feed on the plant. I switch the type of nutrients that I use on the plant. Um, and then also too, I'm not new to General Hydroponics brand, but I've been using the Maxi Grow series. Um, because Aerogarden nutrients was hard to get their hands on at this point, and I know they're coming back in the spring, so hopefully, not having to pay so much for the Aerogarden nutrients is it. But I switched from the Aerogarden nutrients when I grew these peppers the first time in the farm to the Flora series, by General Hydroponics, and that was pretty good. So I'm gonna try that again, only because I had more success with it than I had with the AG nutrients. But I love the AG nutrients first because they are easier, but they are more expensive. However, the General Hydroponics can get up there too. But also too, in all fairness to Aerogarden nutrients, I was just a novice, at the extreme beginning stages of novice when I was using their nutrients to try to grow peppers. So it may be not it more so on my skill set at the time than it is on the nutrients. All right, up here I have the jalapenos and the mild pepper jalapenos, and y'all we see some germination here. Um, I'm gonna try to balance my camera a little better. My stand broke, and I'm using my tablet, so um, I gotta thin those out and add nutrition because once I start seeing the seedlings and stuff, I add nutrition. All right, let's go over here. This is my Isnik cucumber. It is roughly uh hmm, 35 days old. And I didn't want to move I would have to look at the thing. I have to move some stuff. I got nutrients and paper and stuff everywhere right here that I was writing down the ppms. So I'm trying to balance the camera, so I couldn't move it. I'm gonna leave it right here, but it's coming back. This is the one that had trouble just last week, where the roots grew up the sponge and was sticking to the sticker, and it looked really, really sick. I had to open up a new sponge, put it in there, and then it looked pretty bad for a few days. And now look, it's coming back. It's even growing some new leaves and stuff on it. So that's good news. And down here, these are roughly these are 7 day old. And these are my Kitchen Mini Series peppers. And they won't stay in this Aerogarden for too much longer. All right, so this Tobago seasoned pepper that I'm talking about in the middle, right here, it was the one that was in the Aerogarden farm that had to be relocated. So again, I'll get into this story in another video. This just a lot for just this whole progress weekly update and how I think through my garden type of video. Because that was a lesson in itself. So the home of this Aerogarden belongs to these Dode Espagne or Spanish mammoth peppers. And y'all, they are looking good. Look at that one. These peppers are roughly 29 days old. This one isn't particularly. This one was one of those seeds that had to be dropped shortly after. But it's catching up. And both of those plants are looking really, really good. All right, so that brings me over here to the 41-day Aristotle's, my favorite. Y'all know I talk about how beautiful this pepper is from across the room. And it is bushing out. Got big, beautiful, healthy looking leaves. There is nothing that I can say about these plants. I just adore them so much because they are so pretty. And look, buds all through this one here on the left. Let's check out the one on the right. Oh, the right one got buds too. So I got 2 pepper plants that are blooming, budding. So that triggers again some more work for me to do. Just gonna make for a heavier day because I'm getting ready to empty out all the nutrients on this one and start over with fresh, different type of nutrients that will support a budding, flowering plant. So dial down on the nitrogen, up a little bit up on the phosphorus and the potassium. So I'm getting ready to make that switch over. And so I have some work. It's going to be a clean out basin day for at least 2 peppers. For 2 Aerogardens and 2 different types of peppers. Okay, y'all. So I wanted to circle back because these Corbaci peppers are the same age as the Lesia peppers that are budding, and the Aristotle peppers that are budding. And true enough, when I came and looked in closely, there are buds on this plant, and I don't see any buds on this one, but there are tiny buds on this one. So I am going to actually switch out the nutrients on this plant as well. So, and another thing I do too, in case I didn't mention it, when I see that the plants are starting to bud, I go ahead and start trimming the stalks because I want all of the plant's energy to start focusing on that flowering. So all of these leaves down here at the bottom on all of these plants that are budding, I am going to prune off of there. All right, next in the Aerogarden farm, we're going to talk about the Sure Thing summer squash. And my zucchini plant is looking beautiful. I did trim off some of these brown leaves when I had checked the ppm on her. But y'all, I wanted y'all to know too that this is going to be a very heavy day as well. I don't know if I can capture it as beautifully or not, but y'all, this plant is budding as well. So just like with the pepper plants, I am going to drain this whole entire garden and switch out the nutrients and bump it up to where it supports flowering stage of the plant. So that way I know that it's getting enough phosphorus and it's getting enough potassium. So there we go. All right, here, look at this big girl here. This is the Gold Rush zucchini, the gold zucchini. She is a zucchini and not a summer squash. I'm going to see if I can get down in there to show you all that she got plenty of buds on her. She's so bushy. But inside of this plant, if I can get, there we go. Let's say if I can get the right angle, y'all will see that she is budding as well. So, just like I'm going to have to do with this one, the green zucchini, the gold zucchini, I'm going to have to clean this basin out. I'm going to drain the water, clean the basin out, change the nutrients. All right, so here we are with the purple rain tomatoes, and they are growing in beautifully as well. This plant is getting tall, and it's only been 1 week. 1 week, y'all. And also 2 buds. So this is going to be a heavy garden day, no doubt. Okay, y'all, because I was not expecting to do all of this today at all. But as soon as the plants show me that they're growing and that they have a need, I go ahead on and try my best to take care of it, because that's how I want somebody to take care of me. So, all right, this is the small one, y'all, that we were looking at just last week that I showed in just the update. I can't remember what day it was, but these are 41 days, so roughly 39-day update. This in my shorts that was lagging behind. You see it has some tremendous growth here as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave the baby leaf spinach here because why not? I mean, she got a big. They should have some pretty big roots if she don't. At this point, I don't see nowhere else she can go right now. But I just wanted to give y'all their progress while I sit here and think through all these different basins and reservoirs that I gotta clean out because I had no plan on doing that today at all. So let's switch over to my pepper plant. Now, historically, in this was the Sugar Rush Peach, the Tobago, and it had some drama going on, so I had to relocate those plants. But now in here, I have the two shishito peppers in the back. Oh, sorry about that. And I have the beautiful trident in the front with a bud. Y'all see that? All right, this may cause for more drama in just a second as well. So, because I don't know if the shishito plant is... All right. I had to think this out. So, hold on, y'all. Let me see. Okay, y'all. So, it is some good news. I thought I was going to be in a world of hurt here. But this one does have, and it's kind of hard to see at this angle, a tiny bud on it. This one, I really don't see it, but I got two plants in here that are in the budding phase. So that means that this reservoir has to be cleaned out, deep clean, and do the nutrient change on it as well. So a lot of action going on today, but that's okay. So here I have the mix of hot peppers and their cousins, and you see a lot of germination going on here as well. These are 7 days, and I got to thin these out. You see some with like 2 growing in them. The rest of them doesn't look like they have germinated, but even if they haven't gotten tall enough to see through the domes, and I'm not going to take the domes off. So, but these are the blend of hot peppers and their cousins, sweet cousins, that are going to be grown, and they will not be grown in this. This is an Aerogarden Bounty Basic. It only gets up to 12 inches tall. I couldn't grow them in here anyway. So, moving over to the jungle. This tomato jungle I like to talk about. This is the one that had a lot of those red cayenne peppers on it. It gave me another harvest that I picked off yesterday, but the plant is starting to look pretty rough itself. But it's still loaded with tomatoes. I might get in here and just prune it down. Try to help the remaining tomatoes plump up, and yeah, let them plump up and ripen. And then I'll just take this plant out and giving more room to the unfruitful. You see the purple basil in the back, but this orange hat who is just now producing a whole bunch of flowers for the first time. And I think that's because that Siam plant, the one with the red tomatoes, was just dominating this garden. It really was. And so was that purple basil at one point. So I'm actually getting ready to take it out as well. It has not moved past that point in a couple of weeks. So that means this plant is not thriving, and I can always just drop some more somewhere else. So hopefully that walkthrough was somewhat enlightening if you are growing peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, and if you are new to it, or better yet, if you are more advanced than I am, you see that I'm doing something wrong, please feel free to comment in the comment section. I have thick skin. I will not be offended. If you can help me with the plants, or if you see something that I missed, or hey, you want to suggest some more nutrients or a different type or a different dosage, Let me know. I am open to suggesting. This is a learning space here, and I invite all who watch this video to comment below with either some kind of feedback saying, hey, have you tried this? Or, hey, stop doing that. So this is an open space. Let's learn from each other, and thank you all for coming.